sometime between the years 620 and 560 BC, there came to the court of King Croesus a freed man known as Aesop. Years before, while he was still a slave, he had become well known as a storyteller. It would be a mistake to look at Aesop as just a teller of tales or a jester, for while he certainly amused his listeners, his main purpose was to instruct. King Croesus may very well have learned more truths from Aesop's fables than from the philosophers and wise men of his court. Aesop was admired by many for his shrewd intelligence and wit, but his last visit to Delphi cost him his life when he incurred the displeasure of the Delphians. And yet his fame lived on beyond his time. His statue is erected in Athens in front of the statues of the 7 sages.
Aesop never wrote down any of his fables. They were passed on by oral traditions for centuries. The first recorded accounts of the tales that bore his name were not made until nearly 300 years after his death. For generations, it was expected that Athenian gentlemen be able to retell an Aesop's fable. Did Aesop invent the fable? No, he merely used the form of a beast tale, which compared human motives and acts with the ways of the wily fox, timid deer, noble lion, and others, and endowed them with human passions and speech. The fable in those early times was not a child's plaything. It was a primer for the nation. Despite their wear and tear of 25 centuries, the spirit of Aesop's fables is still intact, and here we are depicting them for you as puppeteers. We invite you to decode these messages hidden in these beastly tales by Aesop.
Once upon a time, there was a slave named Anticles, who had escaped from his cruel master. He flees into the forest, where he wandered about in misery for a long time.
Oh, what fate is mine? Though I fled my master's whip, I find no comfort in this wilderness. Ow! Ow! A lion? Should I flee? Wait, it's not chasing me. It's Hoot.
Anticles saw a large thorn in the lion's paw.
Roar! Help! The pain too great. Fear not, friend. I shall aid you. There, the thorn's out.
The lion, instead of attacking, licked Anticles' hand in gratitude. They became companions, sharing the forest together. But one day, when Anticles and the lion went out together, they were both captured and taken to the city to be used in a circus. The slave was to be thrown to the lion after the animal had been kept without food for several days to make him more ferocious.
Grrr! I'm so hungry! Give me food! Give me food! Give me food! Roar!
The despairing slave was unchained, and led out into the amphitheater. Then the lion was let loose and rushed bounding and roaring towards his victim.
Finally, food! Roar, roar, roar!
But as the lion charged towards Anticles, ready to strike, suddenly stopped.
Huh? My friend, it is you! Could it be the lion I helped?
The lion recognized Anticles. Instead of attacking, ran to him and licked his face. The crowd, seeing this wondrous sight, was astonished. The emperor summoned Anticles to him, and the slave told him the whole story. Thereupon the slave was pardoned and freed, and the lion was set loose to return to his native forest. One day, deep in the forest, a mighty lion lay asleep, his paws resting under a tree. Suddenly, a small mouse ran across his paw, waking him.
Roar! Who disturbs my sleep?
The lion caught the tiny mouse under his paw. The mouse, trembling with fear, pleaded for mercy.
Don't kill me. Forgive me this time, O king, and I shall never forget it. A day may come, who knows, when I may do you a good turn to repay your kindness.
Ha ha ha! You help me, ha! But I suppose I'll let you go for the fun of it.
I am obliged to you. Sweet.
The lion, amused by the thought, released the mouse. Days later, the lion was caught in a hunter's net. No matter how he struggled, he could not free himself.
Roar! Help! I'm trapped.
Hearing his cries, the mouse rushed to the lion and began gnawing at the ropes.
Hold still. And I will set you free.
The mouse gnawed until the rope snapped and the lion was freed.
You saved my life, little mouse. I now see that even the smallest can help the mighty.
We all have our strength, friend lion.
A crow who had stolen a piece of cheese was flying toward the top of a tall tree, where she hoped to enjoy her prize when a fox spied her.
What's this? A rich, creamy smell? Cheese. And there it is, held by that ugly crow. If I plan this right, I shall have cheese for supper.
The fox pondered a plan, his eyes gleaming with mischief. At last, he called out to the crow in a smooth and flattering tone.
Oh, Mistress Crow, how radiant you look today.
Oh, dear oh me, who is speaking down below? No one ever talks to me.
Crow, your feathers gleam like polished ebony, and your eyes sparkle like twin stars, and your claws, I beg your pardon, your talons are as strong as steel.
The crow, hearing such lavish praise, began to feel quite pleased with herself.
My feathers gleam like ebony, my eyes sparkle like stars, and talons, not claws. Well, I am delighted to hear of someone finally appreciating me.
The fox, seeing the crow's delight, smiled to himself and continued.
Yet I fear I have not heard your voice, but I am certain that it must surpass that of any other bird, just as your beauty does.
I certainly like this fellow fox. Most people frown upon my rusty caw. I'm going to surprise this fox indeed with my angelic trot.
The crow, flattered and eager to show off her talents, opened her beak wide to sing. But alas, as soon as she opened her beak, the cheese slipped from her grasp and tumbled to the ground.
Ah, just as I hoped. Thank you, Ugly Crow, for your generosity.
No, my cheese!
My dear Crow, let this be a lesson to you. Never trust the words of a flatterer. They may have honeyed tongues, but their hearts are full of guile.
Once upon a time, in a forest full of tricks and surprises, there lived a clever fox. One day, Fox had an idea that would make him laugh. He decided to invite his friend Stork to dinner.
Ah, what a fine day to share a meal with my dear friend Stork. Perhaps something delicious, but perhaps in a special way. Good evening, Fox. How kind of you to invite me. My, what have you prepared?
Oh, just a simple soup served in these lovely bowls. I do hope you'll enjoy it. But poor Stork, with his long beak, could barely manage a drop. He tapped and tapped at the bowl, but the soup remained out of reach.
Oh dear, this is quite tricky for me.
Oh, is there something wrong, dear Stork? I'm finding it quite delicious. The stork realized Fox was playing a trick, but he kept his composure.
No matter, Fox. Thank you for the meal. Now you must come to my house for dinner tomorrow.
The next evening, Fox arrived at Stork's house, eager to see what was in store.
Welcome, Fox. Tonight I prepared a delicious feast for us.
Smells delicious. I can hardly wait. But when it was served up, the fox found to his dismay that it was contained in a very long-necked jar with a narrow mouth.
This jar is a bit inconvenient. Oh, is there something wrong, Fox? I'm finding it quite delightful.
The fox, therefore, was obliged to content himself with licking the neck of the jar as he made his adieu with as good grace as he mustered. The stork said dryly,
I hope you do not expect an apology for the dinner. It was an evil day for the mouse when he made his acquaintance of the frog on the eve of a journey into the country, protesting to his great affection that the frog persuaded the mouse to allow him to go along.
Good day to you, mouse. The air is warm and my heart is light. Shall we spend the day together?
Indeed, Frog, I welcome your company.
Let us go to yonder stream. There the water runs clear and sweet.
The mouse hesitated, for while land was his home, water was not his friend.
Yet I am no swimmer, friend Frog. How shall I cross without sinking to the depths?
Follow me, friend mouse, and have no fear. I have this harness to protect you. It is a bit awkward, but remember that I'll be right by your side as we swim across.
Your words are kind and wise. Let us find ourselves as friends united.
And so the trusting mouse tied himself to the frog. But scarcely had they reached midstream. However, when the frog took a sudden plunge to the bottom, dragging the unfortunate mouse after him.
Frog, the water rises. Squeak, squeak. I fear I am drowning. Squeak, blub, blub, squeak.
Ma ha ha ha! Hold fast, little mouse. The depths will teach you courage.
Before long, a shadow fell over them. The struggling and rushing of the mouse caused such a great commotion in the water that it attracted the attention of a hawk sailing in the sky overhead.
Squeak, squeak. Help, Frog, the hawk takes me.
But the frog was tied to the mouse, and so they were both carried aloft.
Ribbit! Alas, we are bound together, and my folly brings us both to ruin.
And thus, the frog and the mouse met their end, for greetings you see often, and snares so with them.
Once upon a time, a driver was leading his donkey up a steep and winding mountain path. The donkey, sure-footed but stubborn, had carried many loads before. Yet, this day, he had a mind of his own.
Come now, my good donkey, stay to the path, for it is safe and steady.
Safe, steady. I see a better way over there, by the edge. It is wider, and I shall walk right, please.
But the driver, wise and careful, tightened the reins.
Do not stray, foolish creature. The ground by the edge is loose and treacherous. Stay on the path, or you will surely stumble.
Enough of your nagging. I am no fool. I know what is best for me.
And with a sharp tug, the donkey broke free of the driver's hold.
Finally free from that horrid driver. Look how right I am. There is no danger. This is much easier.
He stepped proudly toward the edge, thinking himself clever. But the ground crumbled beneath his hooves.
Oh no! Ha ha ha! Help me, driver! The edge is giving
You would not listen to reason, and now you must bear the weight of your own folly.
No! He slipped. And so the donkey slipped over the edge, tumbling down the mountainside, his loads falling with him. The driver watching, shaking his head.
A willful beast brings ruin upon himself. Next time, may you learn to heed wiser counsel.
And thus the donkey learned too late that those who will not listen must feel the consequences of their choices.
Long ago, in a great forest, there lived a lion who had grown old, too old, in fact, to hunt for his food, as he once did.
These old bones are not what they used to be. If I cannot hunt, I must find another way to feed. I shall pretend to be sick. Yes, that should bring the foolish creatures to me.
And so the old lion lay down in his den and groaned loudly as though in great pain. One by one, animals felt pity and tried to help.
Ooh, ow, ugh.
Do you need help, old lion?
Meow, ow, ow, meow, ow, ow, ow.
Oh dear, that poor aging lion. Aww.
Meow, ow, ow, meow, ow, ow, ow.
But none who entered the lion's den ever came out again. The lion's trick worked well until one day a clever fox came along.
Dear fox, you've come to see me in my hour of need. Please, won't you come inside?
My dear lion, I have heard of your illness and have come to wish you well. But forgive me, I cannot step inside.
What? Have you no pity? Have you no care for an old lion in his time of suffering?
But you see, I noticed many tracks leading into your den, yet none coming out. That tells me all I need to know.
The old lion, caught in his trickery, could say nothing. The fox, wise and careful, walked away, leaving the old lion hungry and defeated.
A frog, emerging from the mud of the swamp, announced to all the animal world that he could cure every manner of disease.
Step right up, everyone. I am the great physician frog. If you are sick or have any troubles, I can heal you.
The animals in the forest gathered around, curious about the frog's claims. Oh, great physician Frog, my ears had been aching. Can you help me?
Of course I can. I know all about ears.
But as the frog hopped closer, the mouse noticed something odd. Wait a minute. Your ears? You don't have any. How can you fix mine?
You know.
Oh, great physician Frog, my skin has been feeling itchy.
Naturally, I am an expert in beautiful, smooth, flawless skin.
Wait a minute. You have beautiful skin? But look at yours, all blotched and wrinkled. The animals began to grow skeptical of the frog's boastings.
Just wait a minute, I assure you.
My eyes are feeling swollen, Dr. Frog.
Indeed, eyes are my area of specialty. Everyone who comes to me walks away with perfect eyesight. Let me just find my spectacles so I can inspect you properly.
Wait a minute. You have glasses? And look at your own eyes. They're bulging yellow and dim. Even I can see that clearly. The frog puffed himself up to try to look important, but as he drew in his head and hopped away in the direction of the bog, once he had come well, the animals laughed him to score.
The king of all beasts was in an irritable mood. That morning his mate had told him that his breath was most unpleasant.
Roar! Is it possible that I, the great king, have bad breath? I must know the truth.
The lion summoned his 3 counselors to seek their opinions.
Friend Crow, would you say that my breath smells unpleasant?
He certainly must want an honest answer. I shall give it to him. Let me smell, Your Majesty. Eureka! Phew! Blah! Horrible! Just horrible! What did you have for dinner last night? Onion, garlic, pickle, beets!
Roar! How dare you offend me, you fool!
The donkey approached, and the lion asked him the same question. Catching sight of the carcass of the crow, the donkey had a different answer.
I must flatter him to please him, no matter what I smell. Long live the king, let me smell your breath. How could a thing be true? Your breath smells as sweet as the freshest blossom. Delightful, wonderful, ah, yes, sublime.
Roar! How dare you flatter me, you fool!
At last, the lion called the fox and put the question to him.
Please, your honor, king, let me smell. Yes, your majesty, I forgot, but I have such the cold in the head that I cannot smell anything at all.
The lion, having no reason to eat him, dismissed the clever fox, and then he brushed his teeth.